Fahmi Fadzil has responded to Takiyuddin Hassan over his comments on the KL mayoral poll study. Meanwhile, a PKR veteran believes that Rafizi Ramli should be considered for the party's presidency. More on this and other stories on KiniNews. Fahmi Fadzil has expressed his disappointment with a past leader over his question on why IIUM was selected to conduct the study on the KL mayoral election.
Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil has hit out at Opposition Chief Whip Takiyuddin Hassan. This was after Takiyuddin questioned why the International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM, was selected to carry out the feasibility study on mayoral polls in Kuala Lumpur. Fahmi claimed that Takiyuddin was looking down on IIUM, despite the university having produced leaders not only from Malaysia but also for other countries.
Cuma saya kesal ada pihak yang mempertikai keupayaan Universiti Islam Antarabangsa untuk melakukan kajian ini. Dia buat bagi saya itu satu sikap yang tidak baiklah oleh ahli politik ini. Dia sepatutnya melihat UIA sebagai satu institusi pendidikan yang mampu melakukan kajian. Jadi itu bagi saya, he shouldn't have said that lah. Very irresponsible, and he looks down on a very important institution yang telah melahirkan ramai bukan hanya pemimpin dalam negara kita, malah pemimpin di negara-negara lain.
Yesterday, Takiyuddin questioned why IIUM was chosen over other senior universities, such as Universiti Malaya or Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. Meanwhile, when asked if the KL mayoral polls had been discussed in the cabinet meeting, Fahmi said that there was nothing to discuss yet as the study has yet to be completed.
A PKR veteran has voiced support for Rafizi to continue speaking out on issues and says he should be considered for the party's presidency.
A PKR veteran believes that Rafizi Ramli should not only be given space to voice criticism of the government but also be considered to lead the party as its next president. Hassan Karim told Malaysia Kini that Rafizi's criticisms are not slanderous but are grounded in the former economy minister's expertise and experience, particularly in policy and governance matters. He added that he takes a generally open and positive view, believing it is perfectly fine for Rafizi to express his opinions, and that when he speaks on issues, he is not engaging in defamation. For example, he said when Rafizi debated the royal address motion in parliament recently, he raised the fiscal deficit and tax issues. Hassan added that for him, that is very good. He examined an issue and used his knowledge as an accountant. Hassan stressed that the role should actually be played by the opposition. However, he said the opposition does not have that expertise, so Rafizi continues to speak up. Commenting further on Rafizi's actions, Hassan stressed that he does not agree with Rafizi being subjected to disciplinary action. He said if you disagree with him, respond rationally and caution that such a potential move could negatively impact PKR and Pakatan Harapan. Hassan also said he is confident that Anwar would not side with moves for Rafizi to be subjected to disciplinary action. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
The Federal Territories Mufti Department has clarified the use of Islamic terms by non-Muslims. This came following debate on the issue after it was raised by an MP in the Dewan Rakyat.
The Federal Territories Mufti Department said that non-Muslims are permitted to use phrases such as Alhamdulillah in daily conversations as long as there are no intentions to mock or insult the religion. In a post on its website today, the department said non-Muslims' utterance of such phrases is allowed if used in the correct context and does not demean the sanctity of Islam. It also noted that in the context of Malaysia's plural society, non-Muslims occasionally use phrases originating from Islamic teachings. This includes terms such as Alhamdulillah, Inshallah, and Mashallah in their daily conversations. Such incidents, the department said, are normal as interactions across cultures and religions often lead to imitations of practices, whether intentionally or otherwise. It also outlines several guidelines that must be observed when a non-Muslim wishes to use Islamic phrases, including how such terms should not be used derisively. The department stressed that usage of such words should also not be turned into commercial material or slogans that distort the original traditional meaning. The clarification over use of the terms came following heated public debates on the matter. This was after PAS MP Siti Zaila Yusof questioned Housing and Local Government Minister Nga Korming's use of various Islamic phrases in the Dewan Rakyat. The opposition lawmaker had voiced concerns that Nga's use of the phrases could lead to confusion among Muslims and non-Muslims, and also urged Nga to embrace Islam if the DAP leader is genuinely interested in the religion.
The Global Sumut Flotilla activist group has announced that it will be sending its largest humanitarian mission to Gaza on March 29th, which will be carried out by both sea and land.
The Global Sumut Flotilla activist group has announced that it will be sending the largest coordinated humanitarian intervention for Palestine in history on March 29th. In a statement, it said that a unified maritime flotilla and overland humanitarian convoy will depart simultaneously. GSF added that it will mobilize thousands from over 100 countries in a coordinated non-violent response to genocide, siege, mass starvation, and the destruction of civilian life in Gaza. The mission will bring together over 1,000 doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers, as well as educators, engineers, rebuilding teams, legal observers, and war crimes and genocide investigators. GSF said that the maritime flotilla will depart from Barcelona, Italy, Tunisia, and other Mediterranean countries, while the land convoy will travel toward Gaza from North Africa. It added that the mission is a direct rejection of recent proposals to rebuild Gaza without Palestinian sovereignty or accountability. It stressed that current plans would entrench external control while denying Palestinians the right to self-determination.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe.
Next, we have an update on former Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. His press secretary shared details about his health earlier today.
Former Premier Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who was admitted to the National Heart Institute (IJN) for a fractured hip, was allowed to go on home leave for 2 days following a satisfactory level of recovery. In a statement which was shared to Mahathir's Facebook, his press secretary Sufi Yusof said the IJN medical team is satisfied with the former Prime Minister's recovery level and response to medical measures and physiotherapy. According to Sufi, today marks exactly 1 month since Mahathir was admitted, and on February 4th and February 5th, he was allowed home leave, going back to sleep in his own home. He said that in the morning, Dr. Mahathir returns to continue with his treatment and undergo observation by the medical team. He added that although Dr. Mahathir has been allowed to return home in stages, he remains under the observation of the IJN medical team. Sufi also said that Dr. Mahathir and his family have expressed their appreciation for the concern shown by all parties who continue to pray for his health and well-being. Mahathir was admitted to the IJN on January 6 after reportedly falling at his residence.
The MACC has stressed that its vetting relating to the promotion of public officers does not constitute a criminal probe. The clarification comes after questions were raised by Rafizi.
The MACC has defended its vetting processes relating to the promotion of public officers. This came following questions raised by PKR MP Rafizi Ramli on the issue. It highlighted that corrupt conduct, particularly involving senior officers, is often concealed, systematic, and difficult to detect at an early stage. In a statement yesterday, it also clarified that its vetting does not constitute a criminal probe. Instead, it describes its vetting as an integrity screening process based on information, complaints, and intelligence available at the time the vetting request is formally submitted by the respective department for the purpose of an officer's promotion. The MACC explained that if at the time the vetting is conducted, there are no reports, complaints, or credible evidence indicating corrupt practices or integrity breaches, there is no legal basis to prevent the promotion of any public officers. It added that its vetting process is also dependent on formal requests from the relevant departments and is not conducted automatically by the Commission. The MACC also stressed that promotion does not confer immunity or protection from future investigations. It said the fact that individuals are now being investigated and charged demonstrates that MACC acts based on evidence and the rule of law, upholding the clear principle that no one is above the law. Commenting on asset declaration, the anti-graft agency said the key prerequisite in the promotion process for public officers is managed and reviewed by the respective departments and service commissions. MACC's involvement involvement, it said, arises only when there are complaints or the need for a specific investigation and not as an automatic filter in promotion exercises.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.